Right now, about a foot under the edge of your porch, or a couple inches under that crack in your front walk. There's a colony the size of a small city, and the thing that's going to wipe it out is sitting in your fridge right now. It's a can of Fanta. I'm dead serious. You've got about 10 days to do the thing I'm about to show you, or you'll be fighting this colony until the first hard frost in October. And in 2 minutes, I'll show you exactly how. Down there in the warm summer soil, that colony is pushing out 50 to 80 scouts a day. And the ones that found sugar in your kitchen already laid a chemical trail from the ground, up your foundation, and across your counter. A road the whole colony is now reading like a highway. Behind those scouts, there's a queen laying around 1,500 eggs a day. And a second thing nobody warns you about: satellite colonies budding off under your slab and into your flower beds. But don't worry. My name's Earl, and I'm going to show you how to take down the entire colony, queen included, with a can of orange soda and 1 box from your laundry aisle before that window closes. Most people find out about all this too late. You see a few ants on the counter in June, you wipe them up, you feel like you handled it. Then by the 3rd week of July, there's a column running from a crack in the patio up the wall, 24 hours a day. They're in the dog food, the trash, the hummingbird feeder. By August, you've emptied 90 bucks of spray cans into the baseboards. The ants are still coming. And you're out on the porch at night with a flashlight following a line of them to a hole in the dirt you never noticed before. At that point, the little bottle of bait from the grocery store isn't going to save you. Neither is the spray. Because here's the thing nobody tells you. You were never fighting the ants on the counter. You were fighting the 200,000 underground. And almost everything on that store shelf is built to kill the 3% you can see and leave the other 97% sitting comfortably under your porch. But you've still got time, and the fix is cheaper than you think. A can of soda, 1 $4 box from the laundry aisle, poured in the right spot in the dirt. Stick around, because I'm going to show you exactly what to mix, how to find the hole in your yard the whole thing is coming out of, and how to make the ants carry the poison down to their own queen for you this week. All right, the window's open. Let's get into it. First thing you have to understand is that the ant on your counter is not the problem. It's a receipt. It's proof that a scout walked all the way up from a nest in your yard, found food, and went home laying a scent trail behind her. Everything after that is just the colony following the road she drew. So when you spray that ant, you feel like you did something. You killed the receipt. The transaction already went through. The colony already knows where your kitchen is, and squashing the messenger does not unsend the message. Now here's the Fanta, because this is the part that actually matters. What does an ant want more than anything on earth? Sugar dissolved in water. Not a crumb. They can't carry a crumb very far, but a sweet liquid they can drink, hold in their gut, and haul back down into the ground. So ask yourself what Fanta actually is. It's sugar, water, and bright orange dye. That is almost a perfect ant bait already sitting in your fridge. 1 can has around 44 grams of sugar in it. To a colony under your porch, a puddle of flat Fanta is a gold mine. They will line up for it. And here's where it stops being a snack and becomes a weapon. You stir in one thing they cannot taste, cannot smell, and cannot survive: borax. Borax is the same white powder that's been in the laundry aisle since before your grandmother was born. A giant box is about $5, and it'll make you gallons of this stuff. And the reason it works is the whole secret of this video, so pay attention. Borax is a slow poison. That is not a flaw. That's the entire point. If you use something that kills fast, like a contact spray, the ant dies right there on the dirt and nothing happens to the colony. But borax mixed weak lets the ant live for hours, long enough to drink her fill, walk all the way back down into the nest, and throw the sugar up into the mouths of other ants. That's called trophallaxis. Ants feed each other mouth to mouth, and those ants feed the larvae and feed the queen. You are not killing ants. You're loading them up like little orange tanker trucks and sending them home to poison the one ant that actually matters. The queen. Kill her, and the colony collapses. Leave her alive, and you can sweep workers off your porch every morning until Christmas and never make a dent, because she lays with 500 a day. And the orange dye? That's the genius part, and it's the part you'll actually be able to see. Because Fanta is bright orange, you can watch the bait work in real time. An ant's back end, the abdomen, is slightly see-through. When she drinks that orange syrup, her whole abdomen swells up and glows orange like a little light bulb. You will literally watch a brown ant turn into an orange ant right in front of you, and then you'll watch that orange ant march straight back down the hole into the ground. That's not a gimmick, that's your confirmation. Every orange ant is a delivery you can see leaving for the queen. One thing, it has to be regular Fanta, not diet. Diet has no sugar, and the sugar is the entire delivery system. No sugar, no drink, no delivery. Let the can go flat for an hour so the fizz doesn't bother them. Stir in a couple of teaspoons of borax until it dissolves, and that's your bait. Now here's the part the hack videos get wrong, the concentration. Too strong and you kill the carrier before she gets home. People dump in a quarter cup of borax thinking more is better, and all they do is drop scouts dead at the entrance, which does nothing but warn the colony. Weak and slow is the whole game. You want her to drink it, love it, and live long enough to share it. Set it in a shallow lid right next to the hole they're coming out of, and then, this is the hard part for most people, you walk away and you do not touch it for 3 days. You'll see more ants the first 2 days, not fewer. That's not failure. That's the line forming at the loading dock. That's exactly what you want. Now here's the part almost nobody gets to because they panic on day one when they see more ants and go grab the spray. Stay with me because that spray is the second thing happening, and it's the one that turns a 2-week job into a season-long war. The single most common mistake, and the one the spray companies absolutely depend on you making, is hitting the trail. You see the line running up the foundation, you blast it with a can, or you scrub it with bleach or vinegar, because somebody online told you to erase the pheromone trail. It feels productive. The ants vanish for a few hours. But you just did 2 things that helped the colony and hurt you. First, you scattered them. Ants under chemical attack don't surrender. They bud. The colony feels a threat on that route and splits off a satellite nest somewhere nearby, under the slab, in the flower bed, deeper in the lawn, with its own egg-laying going on. You took 1 nest and made it 2. Second, you erased the only piece of information you actually needed. That trail was a map pointing straight at the colony. Bleach it and you've blinded yourself. They'll have a backup trail running in 4 hours. They keep 3 to 5 alternates at all times, but you just threw away your one chance to follow the line home to the hole in the ground. The contact spray version of this is one of the quiet cons of the whole category. A can of ant spray is about $7 and it kills on contact in seconds, exactly like it says. That fast, satisfying death in front of you is the entire product. It is engineered to make you feel like it worked on a problem it cannot possibly solve because it never reaches the nest. The ants are back in 3 days the way they were always going to be, and you buy another can. The spray that works best in the moment you press the button is the one that guarantees you'll be back for a 3rd and a 4th. That's not a broken product. That is the product doing exactly what it was designed to do. And now the 3rd thing, the one nobody really sells you a fix for, because there's no clean way to can it, the perimeter. Every one of those ants got into your house from outside, through a gap around a pipe, under a door sweep, through a hairline crack in the foundation. The pros don't fight ants at the counter, they fight them at the wall they're crossing to get in. There's a product for this too. A perimeter jug, about $18, active ingredient bifenthrin at 0.05%. Look at that number because it's almost funny, 0.05%. The professional concentrate, the exact same molecule the exterminator carries on his truck, is bifenthrin at 7.9%. A quart's about $25 and it mixes into 50 gallons of finished spray. The consumer jug took that same chemical, watered it down to a sliver of a percent, and charged you for the water. You're paying retail markup on tap water with a whisper of bifenthrin in it. The dilution costs about 30 cents. The markup is the whole business. So let's name the pattern, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. The contact spray kills the scouts so the queen survives and sends more, so you buy more spray. The watered-down perimeter jug is too weak to last, so you reapply every few weeks, so you buy more jugs. And when none of it works by August, you call the exterminator. The average annual contract runs $500 to $600, and you know what's in the tank on the back of that truck? Bifenthrin. The same molecule that's in the $25 quart. They're charging you $600 a year for about $3 of chemistry, and a guy who walks your foundation for 15 minutes. Every product is the front end of the next product, and the last one in the chain is a man in a truck, selling you the thing that was on the shelf the whole time. All right, 3 things happening under your yard. Now the 3 things you're doing that keep the colony alive, because the bait only works if you stop fighting it at the same time. The first thing to stop doing is killing ants, you see. Every instinct says squash it, but every scout you let walk back down that hole is an orange tanker truck headed for the queen. During a baiting, the ants on your porch are your employees. Let them work. The second thing to stop doing is cleaning near the bait. No spray, no bleach, no vinegar, no lemon cleaner anywhere near that lid or that trail while it's working. Those scents wreck the scent path the ants are using to find the bait. Wreck the path and the trucks can't find the loading dock. Keep that whole patch of ground boring and untouched for 3 days. The third thing to stop doing is mixing the bait too strong. This is the one that fails the most people. They go triple strength because more poison feels like more dead ants. All it does is kill the carrier on the spot. The patience is built into the chemistry. Weak, slow, and sweet beats strong and fast every single time, because strong and fast never makes it home to the only ant that counts. Now the part you'll like, the pro protocol underneath all of it, and none of it costs more than a couple bucks, because there's no can to put it in. The first piece is finding the hole. Before you bait, go out at dusk and follow the trail the wrong way, not toward the house, toward the yard. Where they're going is your kitchen. You already know that. Where they're coming from is the nest. Follow that line down the foundation, across the patio, to the crack or the mound or the gap under the porch step where they're pouring out of the ground. That spot is where this whole war gets won. The pros find the hole. Everybody else fights the counter. If you can't tell which way the line is flowing, set a drop of honey on a white index card next to it. And just watch for 10 minutes. The heavier traffic is coming home loaded, and home is the colony. The second piece is placement. You set the bait right at that hole, on the road they already use, not where you wish they'd go. Put 2 or 3 lids along that path so the line never has to travel far to load up and turn around. The third piece is the perimeter, done right. 1 band of properly mixed bifenthrin, a 3-foot strip around the foundation. Every door frame, every window frame, every spot of pipe enters the house. Once in early summer, once in late summer. 2 passes, about $3 of chemistry, and you've done exactly what the truck does for $600 a year. So step back for a second. There's no national TV ad for a $5 box of Borax and a can of orange soda. There's no Super Bowl commercial for an index card and a drop of honey. The truth on every one of these windows has no marketing budget, and the spray that doesn't actually fix it has a budget in the hundreds of millions. That's the whole game. You're not dumb for not knowing this. You were just never told, because there's no money in telling you. And think about what you're actually being sold. Borax, sodium tetraborate, has been killing ants since the 1940s. It's one of the oldest pest controls on Earth. No patent, and there hasn't been one for the better part of a century. The box in the laundry aisle is the same molecule as the premium tray of bait, and they sell you that 80-year-old mineral at a markup that would make a jeweler blush, with a little plastic tray wrapped around it. They're not selling you a discovery. They're selling you the fact that nobody ever told you the soda aisle and the laundry aisle between them already hold the best ant bait you can make. So here's what you do this week. 1 trip, and most of it you already own. A can of regular Fanta, not diet. A box of Borax, about $5. Let the can go flat, stir in 2 teaspoons of Borax, pour it in a shallow lid, and set it right on the hole in the ground where they're coming out. Don't touch it for 3 days. Watch for the orange ants. That's it working. If you want the outside sealed too, grab a quart of bifenthrin concentrate, mix it weak, and band the foundation once. Find the hole before you do any of it so you know which corner of the yard you're actually fighting. Stop spraying the ants you see. Stop cleaning the trail. Stop mixing the bait too strong. The ant on the counter was never the problem. The queen under your porch is, and now you know how to make her own colony carry the orange straight down to her. Hit subscribe because the next one is about the one spot in your yard ants almost always nest under first and nobody ever checks it. I'm Earl. I'll see you in the next one.